Hello and welcome to this allotment tour. So this is mine and David's allotment, though I am here on my own, so to be honest I'm going to make it quite brief because I look like a mad woman talking to myself. I don't usually mind when I'm inside because no one can see me. So this is our selection of small trees. They're all 1 year old because we bought them this year. This is a peach tree. It had problems with a leaf fungus thing that made the leaves curl up, but we sprayed it, it's in control. So we haven't had any peaches off it this year, but you never know. I'm hoping next year we might get one. That is the pear tree. That is a cooking cherry tree. That's another peach tree. Then slightly further down we have a pawpaw tree. Only got one. Apparently the fruits taste like custard apples, which I am very interested to try, but we need two. So we shall be purchasing another one of those, I reckon. Jerusalem artichokes. That is the oak tree in a pot. David planted that when he was 5, so it's like 24 years old, and came with us. I like it though. I've grown my own. In my old house I found an acorn in the garden, just randomly. So I've now planted that, and that is now my tiny little one, but it's in the garden, not in here. And that's our selection of 3 big raspberry bushes, and then 3 blueberry bushes. And then if I back up, you'll see 2 strawberry plots. So that was the first one that we built last year. That's all 1 year old strawberry plants. They only produce up to 5 years old. So after probably about 4 years old, we'll replace all of them, put brand new strawberry plants in, and then we'll be good to go. So while that's this year's. So they're all 1 year plants. So we've got kind of a plot in front of the other ones, so then we've always got strawberries. So if we walk through the gate, this is the rest of the estate. We'll go with the trees first. That is a cherry tree. I got 2 cherries off it this year and the birds ate them. I was not pleased. That's where I grow like salad bits, but it's all overgrown. I really need to get on top of that. We have the root vegetables. So we had onions and garlic. They came out earlier this year, and then we put some carrots in. I planted these carrots, you can tell, because it's sporadic, because I'm not the best at planting. I'll be honest. Then we have leeks. Some of those are ready to eat now. And then at the end we've got our beetroot. We tried to grow some salady bits, it didn't work. Not a lot to say about that. Then we have the mass of cucumbers. Down here was all peas. I don't know why I can't think of that. Yeah, down there was peas. They've all gone now for the season. That's the cucumbers. As you can see, we've got some monster cucumbers in here. And I cannot eat enough cucumber right now. And again from the other side, massive cucumber plants. And we get going, and there we are, all the cucumbers. So, over here, we have one lonely pumpkin. Why is there one lonely pumpkin? Because I prodded one and it fell off. So it's my own fault. We would have had 2. But nope, I'm just accident prone like that. Right, that is a blackberry bush. No, yeah, blackberry bush. Trying to remember what they're all called. That's a blackberry bush. It didn't do well this year though. Don't know why, to be honest. And we've got squash even. Got 3 of those. Another blackberry bush, and then the 2 squash plants there. And then here we have cabbage. We have this fine netting that stops the cabbage moths getting through, because they infected it last year and it was a nightmare. So we've been proactive this year. So those are January cabbage. They should be ready about December, November's time. The red cabbage are ready to come out. And we've actually grown some new cabbage that's going to go in that will be ready in the spring. We're being proactive. This is the Brussels sprouts. Got quite a few Brussels sprouts growing in there. Tiny, tiny Brussels sprout plant at the end, bless it. It's trying. It's trying. That was potatoes. They've all come out. That is carrots. These ones are Cali carrots. We only bought them because my name's Kelly. I'll be honest. There were what were known as Kingston carrots in here, but they've all come out. And then we have a plum tree there. All the plums are done for the year. Yeah. And then, yeah, the more squash plants, I think I showed you those. And then all the raspberries. A mass of raspberry plants. Hence why I make so much raspberry jam. And then the other side, those are dwarf beans. We put the, well, before the dwarf beans there were, what are they called? Broad beans, that's the one. The broad beans came out, dwarf beans went in. They're all in flower at the moment. As you can see, we're hoping to get some. Yeah, look, there's a tiny little one there. There's one here. So we're definitely going to be getting a couple of those anyway. That is the runner bean plants that are giant. They've gone mad. We'll walk around them, try not to step on anything. This is more brassica plants. We had cauliflower. They're not good. They just do not want to grow. They just won't form heads. They go very much like that. So we're not growing those next year. We're going to try squash next year. Apparently squash are renownedly difficult and all, but we'll give it a go. You never know. And then we have some broccoli. Another big head of broccoli, though we will have to pick that. That's starting to flower. And then another little head of broccoli there. Again, netting, stopping the, what are they called? Cabbage flies. Cabbage moths. That's the one. Cabbage moths. Yep, all the raspberry plants. There's a raspberry plant in the pavement. Yeah. And that is supposed to be our potato plants that were supposed to come out for kind of December, Christmas time. We've had blight, which is always a joy. It's because we've had a very, very wet summer. So, yeah, we've got one still going, bless it. Carry on. I think we've got another one over here that's still going. Yeah, we've still got one over here that's quite happy. It's still flowering, so. But yeah, the rest of them, as you can tell, we've had blight. We've tried to cut the blight out. I've tried to cut the blight out, and I'm slightly too enthusiastic with it. Hence why it's not looking particularly great. And then we have the currant bushes. So we've got black currant, a very sad looking white currant bush that had one of the branches fall on it and it's now snapped, and a red currant bush at the end. That's a cooking apple tree. We got loads, don't focus on my hand, that's a cooking apple tree, sorry. Got loads and loads of cooking apples off it, so I am going to be doing something with those. Yeah, and I might attempt to cook apple butter, apparently that's quite nice. But I also do a lot of apple pies and apple crumbles. We eat a lot of apple, which is good. And then we have the other plum tree, the huge plum tree. It only gave us one plum this year. It's still on the tree. If we go into the wilderness, I will mind the currant bush. And just in here is our lone plum, still going. And yeah, as you can see, there's still a few cooking apples on there. So yeah, there is another apple tree at the back if we just climb into the wilderness. So this is the eating apple tree. Let me just crouch down and you might be able to see it. There we go. So it's trained along the back on this trellis. Yeah, you can see a couple of apples on here. There's just one here. So yeah, that's like an eating dessert apple thing. You don't have to cook it, it's quite sweet sort of thing. They keep falling off, but they are about ready now. We've taken quite a few off, but I can only reach so high. because I am 5 foot and half an inch. And trust me, that half an inch makes a lot of difference. So we're just going to wander into the wilderness. As you can see, we've got, oh, nearly fell over. We've got 2 compost makers. So the one here is full and ready. That's soil, beautiful compost. And then that's the one that we're just filling up at the moment. We did have, we've got an empty one at the end, but we've not decided what we're doing with it yet. We were given it, and compost is always handy, so I didn't want to say no. So yeah, this is the back end of the cooking apple tree, with loads of cooking apples left on it. Right at the back there. That is the crab apple tree. I tried to make crab apple jelly last year. I didn't like it. Can't eat them, they're too sour. So we might be making crab apple wine. So not only do we not need to buy vegetables, I might not need to buy alcohol. Score! So, yeah, that's about it. Let's exit the wilderness. Back out into the allotment. So, that's about it, to be honest. My neighbours are looking at me like I'm a weirdo because I am talking to myself. But hey, I talk to myself all the time, so what difference does it make now? Anyway, thought you guys might like to see what it looks like. If you're not, there you go, that's what it looks like. Anyway, I will say thank you very much for watching, guys, and see ya!